From the deep ocean to the wild savannas, nature never stops reminding us who's in charge. Every corner of our planet hides jaw-dropping encounters between humans and beasts. From a fearless fisherman facing a massive bull shark to tourists caught in front of a charging tiger, here are 20 of the most shocking animal encounters ever recorded. Number 20. Bull shark and the fisherman. A terrifying scene unfolded off the coast of Key West, Florida, as a bull shark aggressively attacked two canoes filled with fishermen. The incident was caught on camera and showed one of the fishermen attempting to reel in the shark when it suddenly lunged out of the water and slammed into both canoes. The impact was so forceful that the fishermen and passengers were nearly thrown overboard. The shark continued to attack the canoes a few more times before finally releasing the line and swimming away. Bull sharks are a type of predator that live in coastal waters and are known for their unique ability to adapt to fresh waters, including large rivers and lakes. They are aggressive creatures and commonly inhabit areas with high population density, such as tropical shorelines. Unlike other shark species, bull sharks have a stout appearance due to their high width-to-length ratio. They also have small snouts and lack an inner dorsal fin, with a smaller second dorsal fin and a longer lower caudal fin compared to other large sharks. Bull sharks are generally larger than reef sharks and have distinct coloration. Number 19. Man's best friend or man's nightmare. Dogs are known to be man's best friends, but what happens when a man crosses the line and becomes a bonehead? In Chongqing, China, a man got a taste of his own medicine when a stray dog decided to take revenge. The man parked his car in the dog's usual spot and rudely kicked the pooch aside. Big mistake. The next morning, the man found his car in shambles with deep bite marks and a missing wheel. Talk about a real doggone situation. And to make things worse, the dog brought his furry friends to join the party. It just goes to show you never mess with a dog's parking spot. Lesson learned. Dogs are believed to have become man's best friend through a process of domestication that occurred thousands of years ago. It's thought that early humans began to tame wild dogs and breed them for specific traits, such as loyalty, obedience, and a willingness to work alongside humans. Dogs have teeth that are adapted to their carnivorous diet, with sharp edges that can tear apart and chew meat. In addition to eating, dogs also use their teeth for activities such as playing and biting, in this case, wheels. Over time, dogs became increasingly domesticated and were trained for various tasks, including hunting, guarding, and herding. As a result, dogs and humans formed a close bond that has endured to this day. Today, dogs are not only valued for their practical uses but also for their companionship and emotional support. Number 18. Man halts charging elephant in Thailand. Tor Bowling's encounter with an elephant at the Phu Luang Wildlife Sanctuary in northern Thailand has gone viral after he stopped the animal in its tracks with just a wave of his hand. While many people would have panicked in such a situation, Bowling instinctively raised his hand, causing the elephant to stop, turn, and walk away. Bowling and his friend Nui Kitesack were exploring the sanctuary on their way back to civilization after seeing a fossilized dinosaur footprint. The reserve is home to about 100 wild Asian elephants, which are cared for by the Thai royal family's Elephant Rehabilitation Project. Bowling had been traveling around Thailand for a month, searching for a new direction in life, when he saw the elephant for the first time. He recognized that he was scared. He reached out to stop the animal, but it was just his first instinct, not something he had planned. The elephant moved away towards the bush, and Bowling was left in awe of the encounter. Elephants are intelligent and emotionally expressive animals. However, due to their large size, they are often associated with aggression and hostility. It's important to understand that elephants, like any other creature, will defend themselves when they feel threatened or endangered. Despite their peaceful nature, elephants may display aggression in certain situations. Female elephants, for instance, will fiercely protect their young if they sense danger. Male elephants can also become hostile when asserting dominance or if they feel harmed or mistreated. Number 17. Pride of lions. A couple from South Africa was in for a surprise when they visited their property and found a family of lions taking over the terrace. David De Beer and his wife Mariska were initially okay with the lion family's presence, but were startled by the sound of the door closing behind them. The big cats eventually entered the garden in Spitskoptown, where they were captured on video. David explained that they had gone to check on her father's property in the Leadwood area, only to find that some lions had already moved in. Between Kruger National Park and the Blyde River Canyon, these majestic beasts are free to roam over 5,500 acres of pristine bushland, occasionally visiting human homes. I can only imagine the cost of feeding these 14 kittens. Lions are like the cool kids of South Africa, roaming around freely in their own territory and being the kings and queens of the savannah. But owning them as pets, not recommended at all. It's like trying to keep a rock star in a small cage. It just doesn't work out. Plus, many states have strict laws against it, so you might end up getting in trouble with the law. In fact, trying to keep a lion as a pet is like trying to keep a dinosaur as a house pet. It's just not practical and could end up being a disaster. Stick to getting a regular cat or dog as a pet. They're much easier to handle and won't try to eat you for dinner. Number 16. Tourists encounter agitated bison. A group of tourists peacefully observed a large bison grazing on the grass in Yellowstone National Park. However, things quickly turned tense when the animal appeared to become agitated. Some of the tourists attempted to leave the area, but this only seemed to anger the beast even more. Fortunately, the bison eventually calmed down and left the group alone, allowing the tourists to enjoy the rest of their sunny days in the park. Bull bison are massive animals, weighing up to 2,000 pounds. Don't run into our car. A bison can run at speeds up to 35 miles per hour. Bison are known to attack humans if they feel threatened or provoked. When people approach too closely, bison may feel threatened and respond aggressively, such as snorting, pawing the ground, bellowing, bobbing their head, or raising their tails. If the perceived threat does not move away, the bison may charge. Now it's time for today's topic. In October 2025, beachgoers at Huntington Beach, California, witnessed something that sent shockwaves across the marine biology community. A massive bull shark, measuring nearly 22 feet long and weighing over 1,000 pounds, washed ashore after what appeared to be a violent encounter with other sharks. Local fisherman David Collins was the first to approach, describing deep bite marks across its body, suggesting it had been attacked by something even larger. Marine experts from the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute arrived hours later to collect samples, confirming unusually high levels of stress hormones and partially digested shark remains in its stomach. According to Dr. Melissa Harper, this might be the first physical evidence of bull sharks turning cannibalistic due to changing ocean temperatures and depleting food sources. What do you think? Was this just a freak territorial fight? Or could something far bigger be driving sharks closer to our shores? Number 15. Trophy hunters get a scare for life. Trophy hunting, now that's a topic that gets people fired up, and for a good reason. It's a highly controversial activity that's not only ethically questionable, but also poses a serious threat to the survival of many species. Unfortunately, in this tale, we stumble upon a grim incident where a poor lion fell victim to the senseless whims of a couple of hunters. Heartbreaking, indeed. But hold on to your seats, because justice was about to be served, and it came in the most unexpected and satisfying way. As these hunters proudly posed with their lifeless trophy, unaware of the storm brewing, little did they know that the lion's loyal friend had a different plan in mind. With a burst of fury, the enraged friend charged toward the hunters, chasing them out of the frame faster than you could say cheese. The hunters' plans for a triumphant photo op turned into a wild chase scene, leaving them running for their lives with tails between their legs. And what about our vengeful hero? With a victorious roar, he returned to the fallen body of his dear friend, providing a fitting tribute and a reminder that revenge can come in the most unexpected and satisfying forms. Number 14. Close encounter with a leopard. In the Okavango Delta of northern Botswana, a daring tourist had a close encounter with a young leopard on a safari. The exhilarating video captured the leopard approaching the jeep and sniffing at a tourist's foot before scratching it with its claws, causing a minor injury to the tourist. The quick-thinking jeep driver immediately started the car and drove away from danger. The startled cat ran away from the sound of the jeep engine, resembling a big, harmless house cat. Leopards are highly skilled climbers and are known for their agility. They are primarily nocturnal creatures and prefer to hunt at night to protect their prey from scavengers such as hyenas and lions. Leopards carry their kill up trees. They are also fast runners and can reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, the equivalent of 56 kilometers per hour. Additionally, they are capable of making impressive leaps, with the ability to jump up to 20 feet forward and 10 feet into the air. Leopards are primarily active during the hours of darkness and rest during the day, often hidden in dense vegetation, among rocks, or up in trees. In certain areas, they may be more active at night when hunting. Leopards rely mainly on their sharp hearing and keen eyesight. They stalk their prey and attempt to get as close as possible, typically within 16 feet, before pouncing and killing by suffocation. Leopards can produce a range of vocalizations, including growls, snarls, meows, and purrs. Young cubs often make an air sound to call for their mother. Number 13. Cheeky monkey makes itself at home. The monkey is a fascinating and amusing animal with mischievous expressions and human-like behavior. In Bali, Indonesia, there is a sanctuary called the Ubud Monkey Forest, where a group of monkeys live safely and freely. Visitors can stroll through the forest and observe the monkeys, who sometimes take an interest in the tourists. One lucky visitor had the opportunity to sit on a wall and was approached by a friendly monkey who climbed onto her shoulder. It was hard to determine whether the monkey was playing with her hair or looking for a snack, but the visitor was delighted. Despite being wild animals, these monkeys are accustomed to human interaction and can be trusted to interact with visitors. Number 12. Tourists narrowly escape hippo. A group of men were on a safari ride on a sunny day in Vail, South Africa, when an unexpected incident occurred. As they were observing a group of curious hippos approaching their vehicle, one of the hippos suddenly charged toward them in anger. The men quickly drove away from the dangerous situation, fortunately avoiding any harm. Although they had hoped to observe the animals peacefully, they were reminded of the unpredictable nature of wildlife. Hippos are the third largest land mammal after elephants and white rhinos, with barrel-shaped bodies, short tails, and legs. They have adapted to their semi-aquatic lifestyle and spend most of their time in rivers, lakes, and mangrove swamps. Despite their bulky appearance, they can run up to 30 kilometers per hour, which is around 19 miles per hour over short distances. Hippos are social animals and live in groups ranging from 10 to 30 individuals, including several adult females, several adult males, their offspring, and one dominant male. Territorial bulls preside over a stretch of water and a group of 5 to 30 cows and calves. The dominant male has the right to mate with all the adult females in the herd. Number 11. Elephant and the tourists. In Monpols National Park, a group of tourists was enjoying their breakfast when a wild elephant unexpectedly attacked them. At the beginning of the video, the tourists can be seen eating in an open area as some elephants approach from a distance. Everything appears to be fine at first, but then some of the animals start to roam the area. Despite the group's efforts to remain still and non-threatening, one of the elephants suddenly becomes aggressive and attacks the tourists. After the incident, authorities identified the dangerous elephant and confirmed that the victims were not injured. Adolescent male elephants can be more aggressive towards non-elephant animals and vehicles when they are alone, but they tend to behave more calmly in the presence of mature male elephants. Elephants usually charge only as a last resort when they feel threatened. Number 10. Harmless deer. This vintage video from 1989, called The Big Deer Attack, serves as a stark reminder of just how dangerous a seemingly harmless deer can be. The incident occurred at the Salado Wildlife Education Center, where a segment of a Kentucky country TV show was being filmed. The white-tailed deer suddenly became agitated and charged at the presenter, Dave Shuffett, biologist Lauren Schaff, and Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources worker Johnny Whitner. The men attempted to control the deer while avoiding his dangerous antler. The deer appeared calm earlier, but it turned out that he was tough at home. The video captures the men struggling to subdue the deer, with one man suggesting they should let him go. However, the deer was too angry and continued to fight for almost 45 minutes. The men eventually caught the deer with the help of some other workers, but not before one of them, Whitner, had to have minor surgery to fix a cut on his leg. Number 9. The Ranger Danger Zone. Big cats are known for their predatory nature, but when they attack in a fit of rage, it can come as a surprise to anyone. In one incident, a ranger named Alexander Rono tried to push a leopard out of her cage, but it ended up being a huge mistake. The enraged leopard came out of the cage and attacked Alexander, clawing his face. Despite his best efforts to close the car windows, the leopard was too quick, and he ended up with 21 stitches. Alexander learned a painful lesson from the incident, one that he will never forget. The story has since gone viral on the internet. Leopards are notorious for their ferocity and hunting abilities, often being referred to as one of the most skilled hunters in the animal kingdom. They are also known for their ability to adapt to various environments, from forests to grasslands, and their elusive nature, which can make them difficult to spot in the wild. In some cultures, leopards are also revered as powerful and mystical animals, further adding to their reputation. Number 8. Selfie with a bear. What do we have here? In the middle of nowhere, looks like someone stumbled upon quite the surprise during their leisurely afternoon stroll, and boy oh boy, it's a lot more than they bargained for. Who knew a casual walk could turn into a very interesting adventure? You see, black bears are known for their keen sense of smell and their knack for finding easy snacks. They can even be quite comfortable around people, depending on how comfortable people feel around them. Now, when you come face to face with a bear, it's natural to feel a little nervous, maybe even forget your own name with that big old bear in front of you. But hold on to your hats, because this woman seems to have ice running through her veins. She's as cool as a cucumber. In Mexico, a black bear saunters up to this woman and starts giving her a good sniff, and guess what? She couldn't care less. She remains so calm it's almost unbelievable. The bear even stands up on its hind legs and gives her a sniff from head to toe. And what does she do? She takes a selfie with the bear while it's perched on her shoulder. Talk about a wild photo shoot. But wait, there's more. Just when you thought the bear was ready to bid adieu, it decided to give her leg a little nibble and paw at her. But does she flinch? Not a chance. She stays as still as a statue. In a situation like that, staying calm is key, and it seems like she made the right choice. But let me tell you, That kind of eerie calmness would have made my heart leap out of my chest. Absolutely very cool if you ask me. What's your most memorable encounter with a wild animal? Will you give up your pot filled with honey for our black bear friend? Let us know in the comments section below. Number 7. A boy playing with a manta ray. Have you ever seen a young boy get up close and personal with a huge manta ray? Well, recently, a video has been making the rounds on social media showing just that. Many people are amazed at how the boy seems unafraid of the enormous fish, despite the fact that stingrays are known to have a nasty stinger that can be lethal to humans. In the video, the boy is seen standing at the water's edge, playing with the manta ray. Suddenly, the water splashes onto his feet, and he realizes that the giant fish is right there next to him. Although it may seem like a reckless move, the boy appears to be completely unaware of the potential danger he is in. Manta rays are magnificent creatures that gracefully glide through the ocean, feeding on tiny plankton. Despite their enormous size, they seem harmless but should be treated with the same respect as killer whales or great white sharks. The tragic death of Steve Irwin is a reminder that we should always be cautious around wildlife. Steve Irwin passed away in 2006 after a tragic incident with a stingray. The stingray's barb pierced his chest and caused massive trauma. The poisonous, dagger-like stinger took his life. Stingrays are incredibly skilled at camouflaging in the sand, and their stingers can be incredibly dangerous. While they typically won't attack humans, accidentally stepping on one can be a painful and potentially deadly experience. Number 6. Tourists chased by a hungry tiger. During a safari drive in Wrentham National Park, a group of friends had a terrifying experience when they were chased by a hungry tiger. Initially, they had spotted movement in the bushes and began recording, but their excitement turned to fear as the tiger began to chase them. Despite trying to stay on the road and avoid the tiger, it continued to pursue them, causing the tourists to drive away at full speed to ensure their safety. Tigers are formidable predators, but the chances of a fatal attack on humans are relatively low. In the US, tigers were responsible for 7 reported fatalities and at least 27 non-fatal attacks, averaging over 1.5 lethal attacks and 9 non-lethal attacks per year. Before a tiger attacks, it typically exhibits certain behaviors, such as growling, snarling, and crouching in a leaping position. They often attack from the side or behind, approaching upwind or wading downwind. Tigers may become aggressive if a human disturbs them while they are sleeping or feeding, or if they feel threatened while protecting their cubs. It is worth noting that tigers typically only attack humans when they are hunting or feel endangered. Of all big cat attacks, those by tigers and lions were the deadliest, resulting in a 65% fatality rate compared to 49% for canids and 9% for bear attacks. In India, tigers killed 383 humans and livestock between 2010 and 2019. However, most tigers do not threaten humans, and it is crucial to identify and remove those that do to minimize harm and maintain public support for tiger conservation. Number 5. The gorilla trouble. The video begins with an intense moment as a silverback gorilla startles a group of tourists with an unexpected and alarming action. After the initial lunge, the massive primate refuses to leave the group alone and continues to bother them while they attempt to take photos. In an effort to defuse the situation, someone approaches cautiously, trying to calm the gorilla down. The group adopts slow and quiet movements, hoping to avoid further provoking the already agitated gorilla. It seems like a perfect opportunity for a great photo, and someone prepares to capture the moment. Miraculously, the tactic works, and the gorilla begins to walk away. However, just when they thought the tension was dissipating, the gorilla decided to display one last act of aggression. Fortunately, the gorilla releases the woman relatively quickly, leaving everyone unharmed. Number 4. The detective kangaroo. In the unlikely event of a showdown between a human and a kangaroo, most experts would bet their money on the kangaroo, given its legendary kick that could knock you back 759 pounds. But let's dive into a different kind of tale, one where luck takes center stage and humor joins the ring. Picture this. Our protagonist heads out on a wild hog hunting adventure, accompanied by his loyal dog. Little did they know that their expedition would take an unexpected turn. In a bizarre twist of fate, the dog finds itself caught in a headlock with a massive kangaroo. Now, faced with this peculiar situation, our hero springs into action, mustering up the courage to confront the kangaroo. As he cautiously approaches, the kangaroo, startled by the brave human's presence, releases its grip on the bewildered pooch. But our hero isn't taking any chances with his furry friend's safety. Oh no. He decides to unleash a move straight out of the local pet owner's handbook. He throws a mighty punch right at the kangaroo's face. Talk about a knockout moment. Well, as you can imagine, this unexpected turn of events leaves the kangaroo stunned and embarrassed. It quickly realizes that a rematch isn't in its best interest and hops away, trying to salvage what's left of its dignity. But hold on tight because the story doesn't end there. Returning home, our fearless adventurer is greeted by an astonishing sight, a persistent kangaroo waiting patiently at his doorstep, seemingly determined to continue the bout. Who knew marsupials were such tenacious opponents? It's like they have their own personal vendetta tracking system. Number 3. The bear spray effect. This hair-raising video captures the tense encounter between two hunters perched in a tree and a curious black bear below them. As soon as they spotted the bear, they quickly grabbed their cameras to document the heart-pounding moment. The bear, filled with curiosity, began attempting to climb the tree, causing the hunters to prepare themselves for the worst. At first, the hunters whispered to each other, hoping the bear would lose interest and wander off, but instead, it began circling the base of the tree, sniffing the air and pawing at the bark. One of the hunters could hear the bear's heavy breathing below, its claws scraping against the trunk as it tested for a way up. The camera shook slightly as the man filming tried to stay quiet, capturing every nerve-wracking second. The tension grew unbearable when the bear lifted itself onto its hind legs, its massive frame looming just feet away from the hunter's perch. One hunter muttered a prayer under his breath, his hand trembling as he reached for his bear spray. For a brief, terrifying moment, the bear's head appeared level with the lowest branch, its eyes locking onto theirs. You could almost feel the adrenaline in the video, the mix of awe and pure fear that froze them in place. It was a battle of patience and instinct, and one wrong move could have ended in disaster. Realizing the gravity of the situation, the person filming made a brave decision and reached for their bear spray, ready to defend themselves. With a swift spray to the face of the bear, the animal finally retreated, running as far away from the hunter's tree as possible. Number 2. Snake in the wall. In Bangkok, Thailand, a man was peacefully watching television in his living room when he heard a strange whistling sound from the wall. Completely unaware of the alarming situation he was in, he called for help. Rescuers arrived and decided to break through the wall, but what they discovered left them petrified. A gigantic python had been living in the wall for an unknown amount of time. Despite their efforts to remove it, the stubborn serpent refused to budge. Eventually, they were able to extract the 15-foot-long python and release it back into the wild. Snakes possess the remarkable ability to slither through tiny openings and find refuge inside walls, especially during colder weather conditions. While not all snakes are adept climbers, those that feed on rodents have developed excellent climbing skills, allowing them to scale walls if they find suitable objects to grip onto and push off from. One of the primary motivations for a snake to enter a wall is the pursuit of food. Certain snake species have a particular appetite for rodents like rats and mice, which are commonly found as pests in homes. Thus, a snake might make its way into a property, venturing inside a house to hunt down these small mammals. Snakes can exploit various entry points to access homes, including cracks in the foundation, gaps around doors and windows, plumbing openings, basement access points, and even dryer lines. These small openings provide convenient pathways for snakes seeking shelter or food. Number 1. Scuba diver encounter with giant anaconda. While scuba diving in a river in Brazil, Bartolomeo Bove and his friend had an extraordinary encounter with a massive anaconda measuring 7 meters in length. The divers captured the mesmerizing moment on film as they spotted the impressive snake gliding through the waters of the Formoso River. Surprisingly, the anaconda showed no signs of aggression and calmly moved along the riverbed, occasionally glancing at the camera. The unique feature of the rivers and lakes around Bonito is that they are the only places in South America where anacondas can be found in clear water. This allows for incredible diving experiences, as showcased in the video, where the anaconda gracefully swims, seemingly unperturbed by the presence of the divers. On some occasions, the majestic serpent would approach the camera, even giving it a gentle lick. This behavior defies the common misconception that anacondas are aggressive and pose a threat to human lives. However, it's essential to remember that if an anaconda decides it wants to make a meal out of you, it could indeed spell trouble. Once the anaconda has suffocated its prey, it can open its mouth astonishingly wide. This particular snake possesses a large mouth capable of devouring entire fish, rodents, alligators, wild pigs, small deer, and even jaguars, thanks to its remarkably stretchy ligaments. The encounter with the serene and captivating anaconda sheds light on the fascinating nature of these creatures, debunking the myths surrounding their temperament and highlighting their incredible adaptability and hunting prowess. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.